The other thing I've been thinking about, again, the use of this phrase for years and years, demand signal. What is a signal? A signal is that which must be distinguished from what? Noise. And in my view, there is no noise coming out of the Pentagon right now. That's not a demand signal, it's a demand scream. It's explicit. There's no ambiguity in at least much of that. When Secretary Hegseth is saying, we need your help to either double or even quadruple production of long-range precision fires, that is explicit. There's no fortune cookie deciphering of what that might mean or what it might not mean kind of thing. And I think that explicit nature is just very appreciated by industry right now.
In the speech, this is our 1939 moment. Mm-hmm. So you can't get any more clarity on that, which means the industrial base has to be revitalized, right? It needs to come back up to speed and actually producing at the speed in which we need.
Mm-hmm.
We talked shipbuilding, earlier, and just the vast differences between U.S. shipbuilding compared to, say, China or even other parts of the globe, right? We're just vastly behind.
It's really kind of a math challenge now, because we know the rates they're producing. We know what we need to do. We can kind of see what's going on in the world and kind of what's being used mm-hmm. and what needs to be replenished. So I think that's adding to it as well. Kind of the clarity around, we can kind of figure out quantities and put it out there.
And there was a commentary about buying 85% solutions and then iterating from there, right? So how are customers actually going to react to that? Because that's not traditional. The traditional has always been it's 100% of the requirements before the thing actually gets signed off and delivered. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it'll be an interesting piece. So I'm curious to your thoughts on how we support or how the customers are going to make that leap.
I mean, I think just answering the urgency that's out there. I don't even want to call it the market. I just mean the geopolitical situation right now, and taking the lessons from Ukraine, especially about shortages for long-range precision fires, and then applying those to a potential Taiwan scenario. And, if things go kinetic in Indo-PACOM, and I most certainly hope they never do, but if they do, many people have been making the point that the U.S. side, the Japanese side, is going to run out of long-range precision fires in about 8 days. Certainly within 2 weeks. It's going to take 1.5 years to 2 years to replenish those supplies. And that brings you back to the Deputy Secretary for Defense, Feinberg, coming up with this idea of the Munitions Acceleration Council to double or even quadruple missile production in X amount of time, whatever that is. And again, it speaks back to this, it's an all hands on deck moment between government and industry. We're all more or less in the same boat here. I know we're contracting at different, speeds and that kind of thing, but for already developed capabilities, not clean sheet designs, but for already developed capabilities, how do we just speed production of that? Even that would be a victory.
And industry's taking this seriously. One of our large customers actually created a munitions acceleration function. It's actually cross-functional, and they have a senior leader, and they're playing hardball. They're serious. They're taking this seriously, and they're looking at how to do that. And that's where we're trying to help as well, because I think the first muscle reaction is to go, like we talked about, go build a new factory kind of thing. But, we can help them do a lot to be more efficient and build faster in the footprint that they have as well. So we're excited about that.
Exactly. How do you lean everything out? Yeah. So how do you lean out the things in the manufacturing floor? And perhaps the way you start to lean it out is maybe simplifying design, right? Or designing for manufacturability so that you can actually get rid of steps or get rid of exquisite tools, things of that nature, right? And I think that's a key piece. And then even, I'll say design for testability, right? Because, all these things have to be verified, validated right before they get sent out. And I know we talk 85% solutions, but I don't think the warfighter wants an 85% solution. So again, it's another one of those, where's the fine line of where can you accept an 85% solution versus you absolutely need to deliver 100%. Like an aircraft that somebody's going to be aboard, right, has to be 100% solution. And, full stop on that, right? Yeah.
But when you get down to like sensors and effectors kind of thing, especially if we're doing more software defined, that might be okay. Let's get the thing out there with 85%, and then we're developing software and squirting it out there. So that'll help.
Sure. Help too. We'll call it somewhere in that range between the two, and the entity within the Pentagon that I'm focusing on the most, again, is that Munitions Acceleration Council, because I know it's not just a discussion around long-range precision fires. There's sensors, effectors there. You think about Golden Dome, what's the next step? Electronic warfare. I mean, any physical product that needs to be, again, forget about clean sheet designs, but just needs to be increased in production. I think that's going to be a very high priority. And if it's this balance between speed and cost, I think, frankly, the Pentagon has already spoken on that.
Yep.
And they've said we're willing to pay a premium in order to accelerate. That, at least, is my read. Your thoughts?
No, and that certainly is going to help here. Like, is that really going to happen when you get down, to the programs negotiating deals? Are they going to see kind of premiums for that? I certainly think that, for any new upgrade of a capability, kind of a P-cubed I kind of thing, there should be requirements in there for what are you doing to kind of streamline manufacturing in this next iteration. Are you looking for, to replace parts that are more commercial, easier to mass produce kind of thing? So I think we'll start to see those things.